Hey y'all, it's Sarah and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So I am filming vlog style here on the floor today to start because I am doing a bookshelf tour. So I did one of these last September, October, I think, but since then I have switched out a lot of my books, gotten new things, gotten rid of old things. And so I wanted to show y'all an updated version. Also, I got like 6 or 7 inches of my hair cut off, so that's fun. I love it. But yeah, so today's video is going to be a bookshelf tour. So if you are interested in that, then just keep watching. So a couple disclaimers before we start. I don't love buying books. I know that's weird for people on Instagram and YouTube, but it is just not my thing. If I do buy books, I get them from thrift stores. Sometimes I buy new releases. But I don't buy anything full price. I pretty much only buy things on sale. And yeah, I just love to thrift. So a lot of these books are also gifts and some of them are from publishers. So that is why I have the number of books that I have. Please note that I did not buy everything on this shelf. I certainly would not be able to do that. So yeah, that's my disclaimer for what I have. Some of these books I've had for years and years and years and years. So let's go ahead and get started. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and start on the top left. I have my books sort of organized by size and then by color, some of them not so much, but that's what I try to do. So up at the top, I have 6 Crimson Cranes. I have not finished this yet. I'm about halfway through and have been for like a month. So hopefully I can finish that soon. I have Fireborn by Rosaria Munda. This is a recommendation from Elliot Brooks over here on BookTube. I then have Fable, Namesake, and The Last Legacy. I love Fable and Namesake. I tried to read The Last Legacy. I got 100 pages in and I didn't feel like anything was happening. So if you have read that, please let me know if it gets going. Y'all know I love fast-paced books. Then I have They Went Left, which was my best book of 2020. It is about what happens after concentration camps were liberated in Europe. Then I have that chunky book right there, which is The Toll. The Toll is the concluding book to the Sides trilogy. Y'all know that's my favorite series that I have. Then I have The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, which is the prequel to The Hunger Games. I actually like this book. I feel like a lot of people did not. Next up is The Inheritance Games and the Hawthorne Legacy. The third one, The Final Gambit, comes out this year. I'm super excited for it. This is one of my favorite series as well because of how fast-paced it is. If you love fast books, this is the one for you. Then I have Forestborn, which is a finished copy that I still need to get to. It's absolutely beautiful, but I haven't heard a lot of reviews about it, so I don't know too much about it. Next is The Nature of Witches. This might be the prettiest book cover I've ever seen. I absolutely love it. Not my favorite book in and of itself. I think it's a really good standalone story, but I don't personally love standalones. Next is Night Render, which is the first book in a duology by my friend Jodi Meadows. This is a really good dark YA fantasy, so if you haven't heard of this one, definitely check it out. Again, it's called Night Render. Then I have The Box in the Woods, which is the 4th book in the Truly Devious series. This is a finished copy that I got from the publisher as well. And then I have hardback copies of Insurgent and Allegiant. I still need the hardback of Divergent, but this is probably the series I've reread the highest number of times. Moving down to my tall hardback shelf, I've got A Spark of Light by Jodi Picoult. This is a fantastic book. Super, super good. One of her newer ones. Jodi Picoult is just one of those good authors, and she's really popular for a reason. I know she's not everywhere on Bookstagram because we're trying to read the new and all that sort of stuff, but I absolutely love her, and she's like part of my roots, so I love going back to her books. Next is Rule of Wolves. I have not read by Leigh Bardugo. It's in the Grishaverse. Super excited for that one. Kristen Hanna's The Four Winds, one of my best books of last year. Absolutely devastating, but also really, really good. The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. I liked this book. The more I sat on it and thought about it, it was a little slow for me. You know, it takes up a lot of time. So not necessarily my favorite, but a well-written book and a really interesting story. Then I have Deception Point, which is one of my favorite books of all time. This is like my 5th copy I've ever owned of the book. And it's my first hardback of it, so that's pretty cool. The mass market paperbacks, I've gone through 4 of them because I've read them so many times, and I've taken them to the beach and that sort of thing, but Deception Point is a really interesting science-based story by Dan Brown. He is the author of the Da Vinci Code. The next one is The Cartographers, which is a new finished copy. Thank you to William Morrow, the publisher, for this one. This is a book of the month as well. And for those of y'all don't know, I am trained in geography and cartography, so this is pretty fun for me, and I'm excited to read that one. Next is Children of Blood and Bone, which is a YA fantasy that has been on my TBR for years and years and years. Next up is Firekeeper's Daughter. I hope to read this one with my mom soon. It is big, it is intimidating, but I've only ever heard good things. Next is the Da Vinci Code, which I absolutely love. Y'all know about that one. The one after that, the red skinny one, is in the Grishaverse, and it is, I can't remember, The Lives of Saints maybe, and it's like stories of the saints in the Grishaverse, which is pretty cool. Next is The Maid, which is a recent book of the month. I have not read this yet. It's a mystery. After that is Cersei by Madeline Miller. I absolutely love this book. Cersei is just a boss. I love her so much. A Court of Silver Flames, which is amazing, amazing, amazing. One of my top books of 2021. This book means a lot to me personally, and I'm excited to have a copy of it. After that is Where the Crawdads Sing by Delia Owens. This book is really good. As I look back on it, I feel the same way about this as I did about Addie LaRue, and that it's a really well-written story. It's a little slow for me, but it's really, really good. And last one on this shelf is The Lost Symbol by Dan Brown. And I just love me some Dan Brown. What can I say? All right, so we're making our way down to the bottom shelf here on the left side. I've got A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. I really like this book. I thought it was really fast-paced. I read it in basically one sitting. After that, I've got the Ugly series by Scott Westerfeld, which is one of my favorite things ever written. Imposters is the next one in the spin-off series. There's also Shatter City, Mirror's Edge, and then the last one is going to be Youngbloods, which comes out here in about a month. I also have The 7.5 Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle. My boyfriend made me read this. It broke my brain. And I feel like I'm a pretty, smart person, but yeah, that one broke my brain. Scythe and Thunderhead, again, y'all know this is my favorite series. I hate that they're not the same size, and I also hate that they're paperback when my one on the top is hardback. Next is The Wicked Deep by Shea Earnshaw. I think Shea Earnshaw is a really excellent author. She writes really good books. This is a YA fantasy. It's, witchy. I read it in the fall 2 years ago. I really, really loved it. Next is A Curse So Dark and Lonely. I feel like I'm the only person who reads YA fantasy that hasn't read this one yet, but me and my friend Emily are going to read it soon. And then I've also got Cinder by Marissa Meyer, which I really, really loved. I've read the second one. I just need to read the rest of the series. Moving along, I have Skyward by Brandon Sanderson. I haven't read anything by him yet. I know that's kind of like blasphemy at this point. I tried to read Mistborn. I hadn't really read a lot of fantasy at the time that I was reading it, and so I was struggling a little bit. So I'll probably go back and try that again. But yeah, Skyward looks really good. I have a completed A Court of Thorns and Roses series now, which I absolutely love. I just finished reading A Court of Mist and Fury for the second time, and I'm reading A Court of Wings and Ruin right now. And then I recently got A Court of Frost and Starlight. I love that book. I know most people don't, but I think it's really cute. And then at the end, I finally have completed my Truly Devious series as well. This is one of my top series of all time, and I absolutely love it. If you loved A Good Girl's Guide to Murder, or if you love the Inheritance games, I think you'll really, really like this one. So, yeah. So now we're moving on to the right side of my bookshelf. I have Daisy Jones and the Six. I want to read this book again soon. I really liked it. I thought it was super good. I'm not like a Taylor Jenkins Reid super fan, but I really loved this book. Then I have The Boneshard Daughter. I'm still holding on to this one. I started it. I tried. I got like 50 pages in. There are two different main characters, and their lives are not connected apparently until the very end, which is really difficult for me. So I will probably try it again because this is a new release that I bought, and I just want to give it another go. I also have The City of Brass and The Kingdom of Copper. I'll show you the last one down here in a little bit. I love The City of Brass. I don't remember anything that happened, but I loved it. So I'm excited to read The Kingdom of Copper, but I'll need to do some, reviewing of what it was about. Then I have some of the books in the Throne of Glass series. I'm hoping to finish this one out. The only one in the series I haven't read is Kingdom of Ash, but I honestly need to reread the series. And I keep putting off Kingdom of Ash thinking like, oh, I'll read it. And then I started it and I'm like, I don't even remember, like, who are these people? So I'm going to reread it before I read Kingdom of Ash. And then I have Crescent City. This poor copy was ripped apart by my dog, but from the outside, you cannot tell this is my best book of 2021. Then I have the Shadow and Bone series, which I really liked. I know a lot of people don't, but, you know, is what it is. And then I have the Six of Crows duology, which I loved as well. Crooked Kingdom shattered me. If you know, you know. All right, so down to some more tall hardbacks. I've got The People We Keep. I probably only have this book still to read with my mom, and then after that I'll probably just give it to her. It's not really my sort of thing, but I have it, so I will read it. I have Inferno by Dan Brown. Again, I love Dan Brown. That's a fun one. Really, really fast-paced. And then I have Recursion by Blake Crouch. I haven't read this one yet. It's pretty short. I'm excited for it. I've loved his books, so I will keep on with that one. Then I have The Empire of Gold, which is the third book in the City of Brass trilogy. I'm really grateful that I won that one in a giveaway, and that's why I have it in a hardback when the others are in paperback. I also have The Book of Longings by Sue Monk Kidd. I'm going to read this with my mom as well. I have I Must Betray You by Ruta Sepetys. I believe that's how you say her name. If not, I apologize. I'm reading her book, The Fountains of Silence, right now and really liking it, so I'm excited for this new release. I also have Crescent City 2, which I really liked, not as much as the first one, but yes, I still really liked it. The end changes everything. I also have Origin by Dan Brown, which is, if not his newest book, one of his newest books, and it's about artificial intelligence. I have Dear Edward, which again, I'm saving to read with my mom, and then after that, if I don't love it, it will find a new home. I also have 19 Minutes by Jodi Picoult. This book is fantastic. If you're wanting to get into Jodi Picoult, I think you'll really like this one. I have a hard copy of Tower of Dawn. Tower of Dawn was kind of a joke because it took me like 3 years to read it, even though I knew I was going to love it. And I ended up loving it. So don't skip this one if you read Throne of Glass. I also have Guinevere Deception, which my friend Erin gave to me from a giveaway win. The last books on this end are my hard copies of Catching Fire and Mockingjay in the Hunger Games series. I'll show you the first one here in a minute. And also How High We Go in the Dark by Sequoia Nagamatsu. This book is amazing. It's my best book so far of the year and probably will remain so until the end of 2022. So if you haven't heard of this one, now you know. Then on my last bottom shelf, I have two arcs. One is Vespertine by Margaret Rogerson, and then Defy the Night by Bridget Kemmerer. I will get to them at some point, but probably not anytime soon. I then have the Bridge Kingdom duology. Bridge Kingdom was good. Traitor Queen was amazing. I then have my favorite book of all time, which is The Great Gatsby. This is a new edition that Penguin sent to me to promote, and that was the first time I ever got an arc in the mail, which was really, really cool. And to have it be my favorite book was really amazing. Then I have a paperback of King of Scars. I have the 10th anniversary editions of Divergent. Like I said, this is the series I've read the most, so it was really cool to me to have these copies. I want to get the last one, which is 4. I really love the 4 collection. I have the original paperback copy, but I want to get the 10th anniversary. I then have All the Light That We Cannot See by Anthony Doerr. This one is really, really good. It won the Pulitzer. It's absolutely fantastic. It reads a little slow, so if you liked Addie LaRue or you liked, what else? Where the Crawdads Sing, this is sort of that pace. Then I have my paperback version of The Hunger Games because I don't have the hardcover. I have the first 3 books in the Nevermore series, which I absolutely love, 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 love. This is a really fun middle grade that's really reminiscent of childhood classics. And then I've got a paperback box set of The Lord of the Rings. So that is my bookshelf tour of my main bookshelf. I have a small bookshelf that has middle grade books from my old classroom on it. And I also have a bookshelf that I built that has my nonfiction and some like thriller books and spy books and things like that. So I can show you those if you guys are interested here in the future, but this is my bookshelf tour. Thank you so much for hanging out with me to watch, and let me know which of your books on this shelf was your favorite, and let me know if there's any that I haven't read, if you thought they were really good, or if you think I should pass them along. So thank you so much for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see y'all in the next one. Bye.